My name is Liz Halpin. I head up the Dublin team in Fáilte, Ireland, and I was here at the very start of the relationship with Smart Dublin as we came together to formulate the partnership, which is now the Smart Dublin programme. I'm hoping that people will get what they need from this toolkit to create deeper, richer visitor experiences, because at the end of the day, everybody will benefit from that. It will be a benefit to the visitors, it will be a benefit to the particular organisation, and then more broadly, Dublin as a city and Dublin as a smart city will benefit also from having these digital trail toolkits.
Hi, I'm Will Penswick, a project manager for Imagineer. We work with a large range of clients, from high-volume cultural and heritage sites to temporary pop-up exhibitions, to create unique digital experiences for their visitors. Digital trails can be anything you want them to be. They might be circular or linear in structure. They might have many stopping points or just a few. They might include multiple or single perspectives, and they might even include ways for visitors to directly interact and comment on their experience. But the best digital trails share a common approach. They are tailored to each site, they are designed and developed for specific audiences, and they use the best fit of technology to tell stories. And technology has been developing at a rapid pace for both visitors and destinations. So this online digital toolkit has really been designed to help Irish destinations take advantage of new opportunities in the world of digital experiences. The toolkit also provides strategies to support the decision-making of organisations, from their initial project scope and evaluation criteria to working with external partners. Helpful links to Fáilte Ireland's other toolkits are also embedded within this toolkit, such as identifying audiences and developing your big idea.
My name is Barry Rogers. I'm the Smart Tourism Programme Manager for Dublin. It's a partnership that we've had between Dublin City Council and Fáilte Ireland for a year now, beginning in January 2020. There are two main routes to development for people who are interested in building digital trails. Traditionally, there was only ever one. So a lot of the time when we think about building digital trails, what we're actually thinking about is known as bespoke app development, where you directly employ an app-based developer to build exactly what you want for you and launch it into market, usually through an app store for Android and Apple devices. But now, in the last kind of 10 years, this new platform way of building digital trails has come to market, which we're calling platform-based development, and we go through it in a lot of detail in the toolkit itself. But basically what that is instead of building an entire infrastructure for your digital trail network, you're basically just renting it. So you're usually looking to partner with a specific platform-based supplier. You pay a subscription-based fee, and then you can build digital trails onto this platform in the same way that you might build a website for your private business or something like that. Some of the pros are quite transformational. So the biggest one is probably the cost factor. So when we think of traditional app development, a lot of the time what we think about is building very expensive apps. So you employ a developer directly, you pay for their time and their experience to build a full stack bespoke trail or trail platform for you. With platform-based development, you're largely cutting out all of that work. So what you're doing is effectively buying into an existing system where you can then upload your content and your digital trail points of interest and publish your trail in a very short period of time. But the main benefit of that is that it's much less expensive. Some of the pros are that it's effectively you can kind of build whatever you like. So if you're a local authority with a huge ambition around building an immersive digital trail, it will allow you to pretty much do whatever you want, subject to the skills of the company that you employ. And so your ambition and your budget then can be extremely flexible toward what you can actually achieve and deliver. Some of the cons associated with bespoke app development then are the ones we kind of think of when we think of traditional app development. So the big one is that it can be quite costly. You're going to be employing a developer and probably a content development agency together to build your digital trail technical infrastructure, and then all of the content that sits into it as well. And the main pro with this is that you and the company are saving huge amounts of time and money to do that. So that's the kind of blended approach we're seeing now, where we're seeing bespoke and platform-based kind of coming together. As you go through areas like planning, design, this is where you're starting to choose your content and your digital trail options for the technical building of the digital trail. But keep in mind that we've provided a life cycle to talk you through this entire methodology as well. So what we're trying to do here is basically ensure that people are building the best possible digital trails and making sure that they think about the rest of the life cycle as well, which is equally important. So this is things like testing, monitoring, launching, integration, and then finally the constant maintenance that is required with all of these applications.
My name is Charlotte Fenning. I work with the Dublin team here at Culture Ireland, and I've been a part of the project since May 2021, but it was going on well before I joined, and I'm excited to be a part of the final result and product of the Digital Trail Toolkit. It's important to think about what success looks like to you and your organization before developing a digital trail. It's also important to get the support or buy-in from your organization, as they'll be the ones who can provide you with the expert technical advice on the type of app to develop, how visitors will download the app, and the scale of IT resources required to ensure its success. So once you've done that, and you're looking at developing the trail, you need to figure out how you're going to measure its success. So we recommend the best way of doing this is using KPIs, or key performance indicators. These KPIs can be both quantitative and qualitative, and we delve into that in a lot more detail in the toolkit. Quantitative monitoring is any measurable metric associated with your digital trail. This includes things like your hits, dwell time, downloads, post-visit interaction, and marketing interaction. If you are working with a developer, it's important to consider building data and insight capabilities into your digital trail at the design stage. And also, it's good practice to establish multiple KPIs across the lifespan of the app to help measure its overall success, rather than just focusing on your initial downloads after the launch stage. There can be a few reasons why digital trail apps don't stick. It can be anything from your visitors don't find your app intuitive to use, maybe the content that was developed didn't suit your specific audience, or the app freezes quite frequently. So it's important to look at and preempt these issues and implement the relevant solutions. But again, we have more examples of why apps might not succeed and how you can implement solutions further in the toolkit. You can gather qualitative information by asking your visitors about the trail and their experiences, publishing post-visit surveys, and reading reviews on the App Store. So while it might be a bit more time consuming processing this data and interpreting it, it's also invaluable, as it really helps you understand how the user finds your digital trail experience overall.
App development or digital trail development can take a very, very short period of time or a very, very long period of time. And ultimately, it's down to kind of the size and scope, the ambition, the budget of the project that you intend to start off with. Very likely, if you've got a bespoke app model, you're going to be asking your developer to do large updates on it. It's likely that they might give you access to some kind of a backend portal that will allow you to like change the names of things or maybe certain imagery. You're not going to have a lot of functionality with the bespoke app model, because that is kind of the realm of the experts, as you say. That is the realm of developers and coders. With the platform-based approach, it's you can do pretty much anything you like. You are kind of the core author of that platform. You will have an admin right to build on it. You'll be able to do anything you like on that platform, from renaming points of interest, adding new content, adding video, adding whatever you like. keeping in mind that the onus of that is usually going to be on you as the person who's kind of subscribed to that specific digital trail platform. So for that model, you'll need absolutely no technical know-how. It'd be the same as going in and updating your Facebook or LinkedIn profile. In the Digital Trails Toolkit, in the appendix, we give specific examples of what people can expect for certain thresholds of money. But to give you an idea now, like you can certainly build digital trails starting off the low end of the budget, where you might be spending 50 to 70 euros a month, the high end being like 200 to 400 a month for a subscription-based model. On the other end of the spectrum, if you want to build, a multi-layered full stack application for your destination that has like 10 digital trails and augmented reality functionality with backend analytics and social sharing and everything you want, you could spend 400,000 euros, 500,000 euros on that project. In the event that you want to build a digital trail and it's right for your destination, it has never been more accessible to do that. And our toolkit is one of the first that talks you through exactly how to achieve the development of a digital trail for you and your destinations.
It completely depends on what suits you and your organization. If you appoint one supplier to the project, it means you have one agency taking ownership over the development journey of your trail. Alternatively, you can also use multiple suppliers on your project. This can be tricky to manage to make sure everyone meets your deadlines and the logistics. However, there is an added benefit of it reducing your over reliance on one supplier along your project. So while it is up to you and your organization, we have more in-depth information and understanding about going single party or multi-party in the toolkit and the pros and cons to hopefully help you make a decision. We have a really long list in the toolkit of important points to include in your service level agreement. So I really recommend looking at that further. But a few that come to mind would be just simple things like your date of agreement and names and addresses of the supplier and client, the scope of the contract, purpose of the document, and if the supplier is going to process any personal data, this needs to be done in a manner compliant with data protection legislation. But as mentioned, the list keeps going and we have a lot more points to add, so do check out the toolkit to get a better understanding around the service level agreements.